to my channel. Happy Monday. How was everyone's weekend? I hope you had a good one and I hope you're having an even better start to your week. For today's video, we are going to be doing a super quick and easy pink makeup tutorial. I love to use pink in my makeup routine because one, it's a super easy way to add in some color to my routine without completely overdoing it. So if you want to add in some color but you're not ready for the greens and the blues, pink is a good way to start. And two, because it's pink. I mean, who doesn't love pink? I know some people don't love it, but I personally really love it, and I think pink is super in right now. Over the past couple of weeks, the makeup looks that I have filmed for you guys have been very neutral, very easy to do. I will link some of my favorites down below in the description. So for today, we're going to be breaking out of that neutral shell and we're going to be adding in a tad bit of color and a tad bit of sparkle. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I zoomed you guys in nice and up close so you can see what I am doing. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the brows. I'm not gonna go into too much detail on the brows because I do have a dedicated brow tutorial on how I do my brows. So if you want to see exactly how I do my eyebrows, I will have the video linked down below. So when you're done watching this video, you can head on over to that video and see my exact eyebrow routine. I am going to begin by priming my eyelids using my CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. I love this concealer. It is such a good dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape and it's only like $6. I have little veins on my eye. Can you see that right there? And this concealer just erases everything and it just gives me a clean canvas to apply my eyeshadow and work on the eyes. I'm going to be taking a little bit of translucent powder. This is the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. It's my favorite translucent powder at the moment. A little bit of this and I'm just going to set that concealer into place to make sure that we don't have any creasing. I am going to be taking the Ambreezy palette in collaboration with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love this palette. I think it's such a fun palette. It has some neutral shades, it has some colorful shades. Of course, it has some pink shades, which I think is perfect for this look. I'm gonna start off by taking a mixture of New Yorker, I hope I'm saying that right, of New Yorker, and OG. So I'm gonna mix these two shades together and I'm gonna put this in my crease and this is going to be my transition shade for today. I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Wasted and I'm gonna put this in the brow bone as my brow bone highlight. Go into the shade 1988. This shade right over here, it's like a really pretty deep dark brown. I'm just going to focus this a little bit tighter in the crease and right here in the outer corner. And I'm gonna blend it up just a little bit and look how pigmented that color is. Then I'm slightly blending it up towards the crease just a little bit. And then with whatever is left on the brush, I'm gonna bring it in towards the inner corner. I'm gonna go back in with that previous blending brush and I'm just gonna take a little bit more of OG and New Yorker and I'm just going to blend out those edges to try to get them as seamless as possible. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of Semsa, which is this kind of purpley pink shade, and I'm going in using a Carity E31 blending brush. And I'm gonna take Semsa and I'm gonna put it right in the middle of the transition shade and that dark brown. Because you see how we can kind of see where one color starts and ends. So I'm gonna take Semsa right in the middle to kind of mesh everything together and start to bring in a little bit more of a pink tint. Taking the Too Faced Glitter Insurance, the Shadow Insurance glitter glue, I'm going to take this and I'm going to apply this all over my entire eyelid because we are going to be using a super glittery shade that's in the palette. Okay, so now that that is all over our eyelid, I'm going to go in with the shade Barb. This shade, it's so gorgeous, and I'm gonna put this shade all over that entire eyelid wherever we applied that glitter glue. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a makeup wipe and I'm just going to wipe off all of the fallout and really clean up the outer edge. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of concealer and I'm going to put this in the under eyes, and again I'm just gonna take my e.l.f. sponge and blend that. I'm gonna go into the palette once again, and I'm gonna take the shade New Yorker and OG, the shades that we used up in the crease, and I'm gonna blend this in the lower lash line. And I'm using a Sigma E45 small tapered brush to do so. I'm also gonna take a little bit of Sensa, which is that purpley shadow that we used, and I'm also going to work this in the lower lash line just to again tie everything together. I'm gonna take a black eyeliner. This is from Lancome. It's called Proenza, and I'm going to line my waterline, and I'm also going to line the top lash line. So moving on to the skin, I did go ahead and moisturize using the Charlotte's Magic Cream. So that is my primer for today. I haven't really been into priming, like a specific primer, so I tend to kind of skip it and just stick to my moisturizer. So for foundation, I am going to be using the NARS. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I am in the shade Punjab. And I'm going to apply a couple of drops. And I'm taking the Ofra. This is, I think, 8887 brush. And I'm just going to work this all over the skin. My skin is super dry right now because I am peeling. So hopefully it doesn't look too bad on camera. Once I have that almost blended out with the brush, I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge and just really press this foundation into the skin so that it looks like skin and that nothing is cakey. For concealer, I am going in with the Il Makiage Bleep and Flawless Concealer, and I am using the shade 3.5, and I'm just going to apply this to the center of the face just to brighten things up and highlight. I'm also going to be extremely careful with the under eye makeup because you don't want to disturb that. And I'm also going to take it on the sides of the nose to do a reverse contour. I'm also going to take a little bit on the chin, Cupid's bow, down the bridge of the nose, in the forehead. I'm taking the ColourPop E2 brush, and I'm going to start to kind of blend and push that concealer into the skin and kind of smooth out the edges. I'm just going to use this to kind of spread that concealer a little bit more. Also going to blend out the one on the forehead. I am not blending out the one on my nose. I am not going to blend out the one on my nose just yet. I'm gonna leave that one to sit for a little bit because again, we're doing that reverse contour. So I am just going to leave the nose alone for now, and then we'll blend that out after. All right, so now that the concealer is almost blended, I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge, and again, I'm just gonna push that into the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and cream contour, and to do so, I am using the Kendall and Kylie Act Natural Contour Stick. I like to put that on the back of my hand. Taking the JH05 brush from Morphe, I'm gonna pick that up, smile, and contour the cheekbones. I'm also taking this up to the forehead, around the temples, and then with whatever is left, I'm going to do the jawline and get rid of that double chin. And then now we can go ahead and blend out the nose. Oh yeah, okay. Now comes my favorite part, which is powders. So to set the skin, I have been loving these Milani powders. They are called the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I use shade 01 for under my eyes and then shade 03 for the rest of my skin. So I'm going to start with the shade 01, and I'm going to begin to place this under my eyes with my beauty sponge. So I take the sponge and I kind of run that in the powder, and then I'm going to tap off the excess on the back of my hands. And then I'm going to begin to set the under eyes. Pretty much you want to use this powder on the areas where you applied concealer. Really push and set. Look how smooth it makes your under eyes. I love this powder. Now I'm gonna go in with the same powder, but this time in the shade 03. And for this particular step, I actually like to take a powder puff, and I'm gonna redo the same steps. I'm just gonna push that in there, top off the excess on the back of my hand, and set the rest of the skin. Now we're gonna go ahead and bronze. I have been loving these over powders. They're technically foundation powders, but I love them to just warm up the skin and really bronze our skin. So I'm gonna take this shade right over here, and that shade is called number 037. I'm using the Bare Minerals Blooming Blush brush, and I'm just going to warm up the skin. We're gonna go ahead and bake. So to bake, I am taking again my Dermablend Loose Setting Powder, and I'm just going to bake the sides of the nose, under the eyes. And I do this just because I like a bright under eye, and this helps me to achieve that bright under eye. While the under eyes and the rest of the face is baking, I'm gonna go back into my palette, and I'm just gonna touch up the lower lash line and make sure that everything is just still nice and pigmented. Sometimes when we blend, things can kind of fade and whatnot. So I'm just gonna go back in and make sure that we did not lose any of that pigment and that everything is as nice and as pigmented as we want it to be. I'm also just going to take a little bit of the bronzer shades, and I'm going to contour the sides of the nose. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes once again. I'm gonna start by giving my top lashes a coat of the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I'm gonna do the tops and the bottoms. I love this mascara. Like, the formula on this mascara is amazing, but this pisses me off. It's so flimsy. I struggle so much to get my wand back in there. Am I the only one that happens to? Did I get a defective one? I don't know. Taking the Alamad brightening brush, and I'm just going to blend out the powder that we have under our eyes. I'm not blending out this powder just yet. I'm just blending out the powder under the eyes. Look how much brighter our under eyes look by just leaving that powder there for a little bit. All right, so moving on to blush, I am going to apply MAC Pink Swoon. This used to be one of my favorite blushes ever. So I'm going to take this using the Alamad bronzer brush. I know it's technically a bronzer brush, but I love it for blush. So I'm gonna use it for blush. So I'm going to smile, and I'm going to apply it to the apple of the cheek and back towards the temple. I'm also going to take that brush, and I'm just going to wipe off the bake from under our chin and kind of blend it up and buff it into the skin. You guys know that I prefer more of a matte face, but I do highlight in certain spots. Take the Benefit highlighter in Tickle. This one is more of a pinky highlighter, which is perfect for the vibe that we have going on. So I'm gonna take this using a Profusion small pointing eyeshadow brush. This is ES6. And I'm gonna put this on the tip of the nose, down the bridge of the nose. And I'm also gonna put this in the inner corner of the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and take some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm just gonna spray my face because we did use a lot of powder. So while that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the lips. I'm going to start off by lining and filling in my lips using the Alamad Birthday Suit Lip Liner. So to darken it up just a little bit, I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade 005 Petal. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Birthday Suit Lip Gloss, also by Alamad, just in the center. You can totally leave the look like this. I think it looks very beautiful. I absolutely love it. This is probably a way that I would totally wear this look, but I have been really into applying individual lashes lately. Like I said, I've been more into my natural lashes. So when I go in with individuals, they look like my natural lashes, but a little bit better. So what I have been doing is I take the long one. So these are the Ardell Knot Free Double Flare lashes, and I am going to apply some individual lashes in the areas where I have gaps. So any area of my lashes where I have gaps, I'm going to go ahead and apply some individual lashes. So see right here, I have a gap, here I have a gap. So just a few of the individual ones to really like make my natural lashes appear fuller. Now, if you don't like individual lashes or if you think they're too complicated to apply, you can totally go in with a strip lash. This is my favorite natural strip lash. These are the Kiss Wispy in Pompadour. I love these. So yeah, you can go ahead and apply lashes or you can just wear it like this on your own. So I'm gonna apply some individuals and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like when it's all put together. This is the finished makeup look. I absolutely love the way that this look turned out. I love to add pink to my routine on the days that I just wanna add in a little bit of color but not go completely overboard. Not that there's anything wrong with adding color to your makeup look. Go do you, go crazy, add green, add purple, do whatever you want. I think this is a really fun kind of beginner way to dip your toes into a little bit of color without doing too much. So yeah, this is it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below and hit on those post notifications bell so that you can get notified every single time I upload, which is every Monday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I love you so much and I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye!